Bad days. Days where you feel so down, so demotivated. You can't seem to get any work done. You seem lifeless, hopeless. And you can't even figure out the reason why you feel this way. Why am I going through so much pain and suffering recently? You may have gone through some traumatic experience in life, whatever it may be. You just can't seem to clock it. Like, why can't I just be happy? We've all been there. We've all had those days. You might be going through one of those days right now as we speak. But I have to break it to you, my friend, that the default state of life is not to be happy. That's just how life is. This worldly life, this life in this world, in this dunya is not supposed to be sunshine and rainbows. It's not supposed to be easy, happy, without any stress. It's not 80% happiness, 20% stress. It's 80% stress and like 5-10% happiness. And what do I have to back up that claim? I have the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself. When he said in Surah Al-Balad, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, لَقَدْ خَلَقُنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي كَبَدٍ. Indeed, we have created man in turmoil, human in turmoil. Pain, suffering, trials and tribulations. In another place in Surah Al-Ma'arij, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he says, إِنَّ الْخَلَقُنَا الْإِنسَانَ خُلِقَ هَلُوعًا. We have created man anxious, in a state of anxiety. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said in a hadith that nothing remains in this dunya except for trials and tribulations. Now that seems like a very pessimistic reality, right? Pessimistic existence. Like there's no hope. Where's the optimism there? Like there's no hope. Where's the optimism here? Like, so we're just supposed to deal with this? We're just supposed to be sad and distressed all the time? Before I tell you how to make the best of this life and how not to be miserable in this dunya and to build a good future for yourself in the hereafter, and how to live life the way it's meant to be lived, how you're expected to be lived, not to the expectations and standards that we humans have created, that I'm gonna have this sort of lifestyle when I grow up, I'm gonna have this and that, and when I get this I'll be happy, etc. No, we've made our own definition of happiness. That's based on materialism. When we get something, when we have something, we're happy. That's not how it's meant to be. One of the great scholars of Islam, what he said is something really profound, something that really stood out to me. He said that we are the people of Jannah, of paradise, and we have been kicked out of our home, Jannah, by Shaitan, the devil himself. How can we be happy, relaxed in this dunya when we don't belong here? We will only be happy when we get back to the place where we were kicked out from, our home. Think about that. Like this world is not a resting place. Think of this life as a train journey. You're going from city A to city B, right? And while you're going from city A to city B, there's a station that your train makes a temporary stop at. That stop is this worldly life. You're not here to stay. Imagine someone says, oh, I'm just gonna get off the train here and I'm just gonna build myself a home here, I'm gonna stay on this station. And the people will be like, bro, that's crazy. Why would you build yourself a home here? Like, you're gonna leave in a few hours. You're not meant to be here. You don't belong here. That's this dunya. You don't belong here. You belong in destination B. You belong where you're actually meant to live and abide forever, therein, which is hopefully Jannah for us, inshaAllah. Because we're the people of Jannah. We were kicked out from there. Adam alayhi salam, the Prophet Adam, peace be upon him, he was kicked out from Jannah because of Shaitan. So strive for the sake of Allah. Strive in this dunya for the pleasure of Allah. Only thing that gives you pleasure, happens in this dunya, is seeking the pleasure of Allah. That's what's truly fulfilling. وَمَا خَلَقْتَ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. Allah did not create mankind except to worship Him. Then in anything else, are you going to really find happiness? Because that's not your true purpose. Your true purpose, that the only thing that will give you fulfillment, the only thing that makes days happy, is the days that you made an active struggle to make Allah happy. What did you do today that you feel like will help you in the hereafter? وَأَقْرَضُ اللَّهَ قَرْضًا حَسَنًا. What good deeds did you put forth for yourself that you will get a reward for in the hereafter? In Surah Al-Insan, sincerity is talked about. that they're having true intentions, doing things only for the sake of Allah, is talked about. Bismillah, إنما نطعمكم لوجه الله لا نريد منكم جزاء ولا شكورا. When the people of paradise in the world, in this dunya, when they fed poor people, they gave poor people and needy people food, they said, we feed you only for seeking the face of Allah, the pleasure of Allah, to meet Allah, to get Jannah. We don't need any sort of appreciation or gratitude from you. We only do this for the sake of Allah. Happiness in this dunya is just that 5-10%, those temporary escapes, temporary moments in this world whose default state is distress, is turmoil. Happiness are those little moments, that little blessings that you have in this dunya. It's your family, it's your health. Cherish these things. This is the temporary escape that you have from, the worldly life around you, the distress around you that you were created into. You're created to deal with. So cherish these blessings like family, wealth. Make the best use of them. Give them the due rights. Give your family the due rights. And be content with what you have. To be able to ask Allah for more, you must first be content with what you have been given. And as far as hopelessness, pessimism, depression, all of that goes, for goodness sake, have good thoughts of Allah. Think good of Allah, your Lord that did not forsake you in the womb of your mother. When you were not working for it, you were not fighting to be, born, to be developed. Allah did that for you. Allah did not forsake you. Why would He forsake you now that you are spending your days Why would He forsake you now that you're trying to spend your days seeking Allah's pleasure, seeking His bounty, His mercy, working to improve yourself for His sake, providing value to your people? Why would He forsake you now? Have good thoughts about Him. Allah will take care of you, bro. And on that note, I would like to end this video. I would like to conclude by saying that, if you've been having bad days, you're going through a bad time in your life, just have good thoughts about Allah. And think to yourself, lately, what have you been trying to do? Have you been trying to seek Allah's pleasure? Or are you stuck in the worldly pursuit of worldly things, materialistic things, things that will not go with you into your grave? What have your goals recently been? Have you been focused on things that don't matter? Oh, I lost this job, oh, this happened, etc. Everything is planned by Allah. Like I said, you're born into turmoil, you're born into distress. Deal with it. The only thing that should be your concern is, okay, I lost my job, for example. Did I work that job in accordance with seeking Allah's pleasure? Yes or no? Am I on Sirat al-Mustaqim? Am I on the straight path right now? If yes, then I don't care. I'm good, because this dunya, like I said, it's just a temporary stop before your train moves on to its final destination. So it doesn't matter. Focus on things that actually matter, bro. And if you do that, you'll find yourself a lot more happy than you are right now. A man who, hits the gym consistently, focuses on pleasing Allah, focuses on being good to his family, eats healthy, doesn't consume degenerate content, has self-discipline, he will very rarely be depressed. Make the smart choices, bro. And take the right priorities. Ma'asalam.